Hello, everybody.
What's up?
Angie and me,
Bobby.
and Sandra and Karen. They're all here.
I am announcing myself, Karen said. I love that.
So welcome. Nothing planned. I told Angie I'll probably keep this a little shorter than our normal 2 hours because I have a private pick to go to tonight, and I do not
Must
know
be
what
nice.
I don't know what she has. I know she cleans out storage units. She's kind of like Lonnie's guy. Is I guess I would say my gal because she calls me when she cleans out storage units, but now she's got other stuff from family members and she don't even know what she's got. And she's having a yard sale and I get to go pick it early, but about 8:30 tonight. So
That's amazing.
I am excited to see what I can find, but I know it won't be the things I normally look for. So
Take a lot of cash.
I've already got 500 in my pocket. I hope that'll be enough. If not, it's about 2 miles away.
And
I can
hi,
come back for
Sandra.
more.
I didn't say hi to you.
So yeah, if I need more, I can come back because I still got that money from the casino I won last week.
That's awesome.
Yep. So, hey, Jessica. Thank you, Jessica, for sharing
Hi, Jessica.
my Maui video. I appreciate it. And hello, Nanette.
Hi, Mom.
So, what else going on in Florida? Y'all been getting rain or something?
It's raining. And I'm kind of mad because the neighborhood behind us is supposed to have their community sale on Saturday. So I was like so pumped because it's like literally in my backyard. And I don't know if they're going to have it. Mom and I decided we were going to go no matter what and hope that they still have it. And other people will think that they don't. So that's what we're planning on. And hopefully they don't cancel.
Hello, Lori.
Hey, Lori.
I still go when it's rainy because some people are going to just do it in the garage, but there'll probably be some that don't do it. But y'all almost have rain every day, don't you?
Huh?
Well, Florida has at least some rain every day, don't they?
No.
So in Orlando, they do.
Yeah, we go through spells where we go a month or more without rain. Up until last week, we hadn't had rain for quite a while. It was really, really dry. And you could tell, I mean, it was so humid and so nasty, but I think we're supposed to get like rain for like 10 days straight, or at least like 60% chance.
Right.
Which that gets old pretty fast.
We don't even have any in the forecast. We were up to 102, 103 last week, and then it dropped. We got a front. We were in the 80s in the morning. It was like 62.
Oh, nice.
It was cool this morning, but by middle of next week, it's going to be the hottest we've been so far.
Wow.
So,
yeah, it doesn't get below like 75 here.
Well, we ain't got no rain. Hey, Travis. Travis, I was telling Angie about this guy that you got in Houston that you supposedly are going to meet. What's his name that has over 600,000 subscribers?
I was trying to look him up and we couldn't remember his name.
Yeah.
Christopher. Hey, Christopher.
Hi, Chris. Yeah, give us his name because I didn't think there was anybody bigger than John and Harry and all those guys, but apparently this guy is like 5 times the size of those guys, or 2 to 4 times the size, whatever.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, and I don't know what his niche is because I haven't seen him, but
Paul Cantu.
Yeah, Paul Cantu. Okay, 667,000 subscribers. I have a nephew that's online on YouTube that has over 450,000 subscribers, but he is a pastor.
That's pretty cool. Let me look at this guy.
That's because we're on a different channel, Chris. We're on mine this week, so.
Oh, and he's doing a lot of, he's a sneakerhead. He's doing a lot of jerseys, looks like a lot of vintage cheese kind of thing.
Cheese?
Vintage tees.
Oh, I said cheese. I'm like, he's selling cheese?
And he goes to the Goodwill bins, and I mean, good for him. Dang.
I'll have to check him out, but he's got a big following. But, a lot of the young folks, they want to see the young people out there hustling. Yeah. Doesn't mean they know more. It just means that they fit that niche of these niches of these people that want to do this stuff. So, not worn out like me.
Vintage cheese, yeah.
Okay.
Chris,
never heard of him until Travis said something.
We're on Bobby's channel this week. That's why he's on that side.
Yeah. Plus, I'm on the left and Angie's on the right. Literally. We're not going to go
Well,
down
I don't
there.
know. I don't know. I don't want to get into it, but
Yeah,
the
yeah.
last 2 weeks.
Yeah. I tried to tell everybody, but I don't want to get into it on here. I know there's
The last 2 weeks, I'm heading towards the middle real fast.
Yeah, we both had good sales days so far. This has been my best one since I've been back. I bought last weekend. Or was it the day before I went to Corn, Oklahoma, which that video's up. I went around here and there was quite a few yard sales, and I walked up on these 2 cases of cassette tapes. And I keep telling myself, quit buying this kind of stuff. But I didn't listen, and this lady had 2 big cases. They're right here. And one's bigger than the other, but they're almost all rock, and there's Pink Floyd and 38 Special and Def Leppard, and well, there's 12 of them missing because I had 12 Rush tapes, and I just sold them to somebody in France today for $75. Wow. I paid $3 for both cases, and if they're rock or rap or metal, buy them. They're worth money, if you bundle them. But the thing I liked was that there was a bunch. She said a quarter a piece or all of them for $3. I was like, I want them all. I'll just take them.
Here, I'm going to show something, Bobby. Can I share my screen?
Sure. Rachel did good as a sub.
For you, a host. A substitute for you.
Oh.
Great.
She was on. Okay. I was like,
here, click my
thing. She's not even in the Navy. How can she be on a sub?
No.
Hey, Navy Pot.
Hey, Nate. Bobby, hit the little thing you have to.
I got you.
I sold this week. It is a Cape Canaveral vintage pennant. Took a best offer of $80.
But you know who should have had that? You know who should have had that in his store?
Who?
Travis, because every video he says, I'm in the Houston NASA area.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, we all know NASA's in Houston. You don't have to say it every time.
It has some wear on it and things, but I thought that was a great sale.
Vintage pennants. Vintage pennants definitely sell. And university ones too, like Ivy League schools and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Be big money too. I bought some a couple of years ago. This lady's son had been to every university you could name, and she had about 20 something pennants, and she wanted a quarter piece. And I was getting like, $9 to $16 a pennant, but I had less than $5 in them, and I made a lot of money just ones, and they're so easy to ship.
How do you ship them?
I ship them in a poly bag and just fold them at the end. That's it.
Really?
I take a poly bag and I just fold the end of the pennant, the pointy end, the small end, and just flap it back over, seal it, tape it, and it's gone. You can't tear it up. Now, if it was something really high dollar like yours, it'd probably have cardboard between it, but you're not going to tear those up.
Well, I'm going to do a tube.
Oh, okay. You could do that.
So, I'll put, paper in between and then roll it around the paper and then slide it into the tube, especially for something that kind of money.
I mean, everything, if you just use, I used to ship caps, and I know I've caught in grief from people, never from a buyer, but from other people when I used to ship ball caps in poly bags. And I never had a return. I never had a damage. I never had a problem. But now I ship them in an 8x6x4. But it was more peer pressure than anything because I never had a problem in a poly bag. And I've got 1,000 caps on eBay. So,
and
hey, Sandy.
I probably was the one who was pressuring you.
Again, it depends of what kind of cap. If it's a cap that has the foam and it can be crushed, that's one thing.
That's different.
Sometimes you got the dry fit running caps and stuff. You're not going to hurt them. Mm-mm. You're not going to hurt the bill. You're not going to hurt it.
Sandy.
If it's new.
Hey, girl. So I went to the bins yesterday. Not the bins local. I went there today. But I went to the one in Mobile, Alabama, about an hour away. Well, our bins is run by the Easter Seals Goodwill, which I think is different than some of the ones. So our 2 bins here are managed by the same management team. We have changed to switching just 2 bins at a time. And so I thought when we go over there, I'm sure they're not going to do that. Well, it's like 4 times the size of my bins. And I went there, and sure enough, they were changing 2 bins at a time, except for it was continuously, unlike mine. But what they did is you used to have to stand behind the line for them to bring stuff out. And instead, it was like utter chaos. They're pushing out the bins. People are practically attacking these poor workers,
Oh my God.
grabbing stuff as they're pushing the bins, like surrounding them. I'm like, holy shit, this is crazy. And every single time they brought out 2 bins, and which was every like 4 minutes, they did this over and over and over. And I'm like, I can't imagine working at this place. I would be going crazy.
Ours is huge here, and I haven't been in almost 2 years. But ours is they roll the carts to the clothing carts, which is the predominant thing in there.
Yeah.
And they roll them out, and they make people wait until they get them in place, and then they tell them to go. And they, of course, swarm them. But where our people really stand, and they make them stand. Last I went, they made them stand behind a line because we have a roller system, and there's about 100 flap totes on a roller system at your chest high. And then they roll them out there, and you get to see them. If you stand back and look, you can see the tops of them, so you kind of get an idea of where you want to run to.
Right, yeah.
And then you stand behind the line, and then you'll see people like, get back, you're too far, you're and it's like, come on, guys, we're just going to run when you say go. And so
exactly.
When I run over them old women, they, in their bleeding and stuff, I let other people pick them up. I'm kidding. But anyway, everybody runs for them like they're running, like the land run in Oklahoma when they open.
Exactly.
It's like, but anyway.
No, I stood behind the line because I thought that's what we were going to have to do when they started changing them out. And then I seen people rushing the bin. I was like, what is going on here? This is like insane. But they do have better quality clothes over there than my bins has.
Yeah, that's the thing is just digging. And then you watch people like Marcus who goes after jeans, and jeans are just plentiful at these places. But I just don't want to sell jeans anymore.
Yeah.
Other than overalls. I bought, right before I went to Maui, I bought 10 pair of overalls at a yard sale for 50 cents a piece. And I've been selling them anywhere. The worst ones for 15 up to $30 a pair. And I've already sold like 7 pair. And I'm like, I love this. But you're not going to find it for 50 cents every day. But yeah, I like the bins. My problem with the bins is I go there and I leave with a truckload, and then my death pile just grows beyond. So that's why I don't go.
Did I find better stuff? I would say that I definitely found better clothing. They bring out 10 times the amount of clothing over there than at my bins. But other stuff, not really. I really left there with almost all clothing, with the exception of like 3 things. And I was there for 3 hours, from 9 till noon. And then we went to a couple other thrift stores in the area. My daughter came with me. I'm actually glad when I went to my bins today, while we don't have a lot of clothes, you do get other things at mine. And it's just not as chaotic. And there's people, surprisingly, because we get a lot of people, but there are less people, and not everyone at resellers were over there. It was cutthroat resellers, which I was, it was
yeah,
crazy.
so many people are doing this now. I mean, just you go out in the neighborhood in the morning, and I'm one of these guys that beats everybody, but lately I've been leaving at like 6:45 to 7, and I get to places and people have already been there, and I'm like, okay. I used to beat everybody, but now I hadn't been as motivated. Yeah. And now I'm finally getting back into listing and all that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to make a determination, because I have over 5,600 items listed, that if I should scale down to about 1,000. And that's what I'm trying to do. So I did run a sale on about 2,700 items last week, and it's still on. And now I've spent the last 2 days after I list going through my entire store, and it takes a while, because you can't change anything that's already on sale, because I just go over to the pencil and edit it. Yep. So I'm dropping prices on ball caps and a lot of stuff, to cheap prices, to get them, to make money, but not make the killing that I want to make, to get inventory gone so I can clear up space and make a determination of what I want to do. Sometimes when somebody from your family, like my middle daughter came over Father's Day and she went through my house and she's like, Dad, you really need to do something. And I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, you got too much stuff. And I was like, but it's all for sale. And she goes, everything in this house is for sale. And I said, no, not everything. I got collectibles. And she goes, Dad, you got a DVD shelf in your bedroom with 1,500 DVDs on it. Do you watch them? Well, when I want to. Well, how often do you watch them? Well, I watch 1 or 2 a year. She's like, okay, but if my cable goes out or something, I got DVDs.
Oh my gosh.
So I understand, and it makes you sometimes when somebody's from the outside looking in. No, I'm not a Cleveland Browns fan, and I'm definitely not Baker Mayfield.
He knows I am. Cleveland.
But it makes you stop and go, and I already know it. You know it in your heart, but you when somebody else tells you, and she's one of the people that's going to inherit all this. If I was to croak, I'm like, she would have a fire sale. And then I'm like, please don't do that. There's so much money in here. But I've got to do something. So I'm trying to liquidate it as fast as I can. And I don't know how much more I want to pick up. And I want to find stuff that's worth more and not. I noticed that a lot of my store is under $25, which what's that guy? Daily Refinement said that most eBay stores are 80% of their stuff is under, or stuff that's sold on eBay is under $25.
Yep.
Did you know what the number one item that sells on eBay is?
Yes.
You watched it too?
Yep. I don't have a Cleveland Browns hat. I would wear it if I had one.
I have a Cleveland Browns windbreaker that I've had for a long time in my eBay store. But I mean, Cleveland Browns? I mean, they don't even got a logo on their helmet.
Whatever. When you're a diehard,
and I don't like Baker Mayfield.
Life, you're a diehard fan. You won't see me fair weather being, a New Orleans or someone else, Cowboys fan. No, I'm from birth till death. That's how it is.
Well, Baker's from my hometown, and I can't stand him. So, I'm not. I just happen to be flipping channels. Hey, Chuck, and welcome, Tommy. I don't listen to him. Yep. I'm just saying that I saw what he said about or he was using some kind of a search source to see what the top items were, and he showed somebody about selling toilet paper, and there's a guy that has toilet paper. It's 96 rolls for $40-something, and you're like, that's less than 50 cents a roll.
Well, he said the other day, somebody asked him, when should you go full time on eBay? And he said, when your 90-day total is $100,000. I'm like, dude, you're so out of touch with reality.
Yeah. But, I mean, what works for you, and I've heard it said many times, what works for you works for you. Is there better ways to do it? Always there's going to be a better way to do something, and we all learn from each other. But I'm not young like a lot of the people that are doing it. So I'm not one of these guys that's going to go out and buy Amazon pallets and storage units and all that, because I don't have a place to put it. And two, I'm at that point. I already work 7 days a week. There ain't any other days I can put in there. So, but I am backing off.
And you could get some storage units and put your.
You could go dumpster diving like Travis and come out at night at Goodwill and get arrested.
Oh my gosh, he is so funny.
He left his car on and his flashers on. And I'm thinking, okay, somebody's going to steal his car there in Houston while he's in the dumpster.
Oh my gosh. By the way, if Bartermania is Travis's
good deal, Chris,
YouTube channel, he said he sent me a message today. He's about 370 hours from getting monetized. So if you haven't subscribed to him, please do, and give him like an hour of your time playing one of his videos or something, so we can
watch Travis, because he'll tell you where NASA is too.
Yeah.
You didn't know that.
And if you're ever in like the Houston area, he will sell you some great inventory cheap.
It's not a Captain America hat.
Roman. I'm sure he does.
Tommy watches Rally Roots just to see their new house they're building or can't make up their mind where they want to live. All right, I'll switch for
I
you. How
know.
about that? I got hats.
I wouldn't want to live in a warehouse, but
Well, I mean, if you had it like a barn dominium or something, I've been watching
Yeah.
tiny home videos, and the only reason I would ever live in a tiny home is because then I can't bring nothing into it. I'd have to have a barn outside of
that's what you could do. You can move into a tiny home, and then you can convert the last, the bedrooms and all the other spaces just for eBay.
Right.
There you go.
Hey, Ping G, welcome from Anaheim.
Anaheim, welcome in.
She's over there by Knott's Berry Farm. I went there once.
I've never been to California. Well, I mean, on the way to Hawaii, we were in the LA airport, but that's it. Chuck, I live in an eBay closet as well. I have like 3,200 listings, and I have no storage unit. So,
see, Tommy, I don't even have an employee except JT, and he's too lazy to work, so I have to end up doing everything. I have to be hands-on.
That's true.
We live in an eBay closet.
Tommy, you said
hey,
we could expect content soon. When's that going to be? We've been waiting.
Tiny home would be what I've been have because I have too much. Yeah, I know. That's me, Henry. I'm the same way.
And hey, Henry, good to see you.
2 miles north. I have a sister who lives in Cyprus, so I know exactly where you're at.
Aww.
Oh, my God. Hi, Everly.
Hi, Everly.
Everly danced at the luau. If you hadn't seen the last video.
I saw that. She was cute.
Yep. By the way, in case y'all didn't know, that's my oldest daughter. Yeah, I would like to say that, but I don't know where JT ain't defending himself. He ain't even. Hello, Tracy.
Hey, Tracy.
I do have one.
If you haven't watched Tracy,
actually, I'm kind of ashy right now from being in the sun.
Have you seen Tracy's Instagram? She's been on vacation in New Orleans. I love going to New Orleans, and so it's like awesome watching all of her stories.
I've never been to New Orleans. I've been to Louisiana,
Really?
but I've never been to New Orleans. Well,
she's had some great stories out there in all her videos. So
new house has a whorehouse. I mean, warehouse. Okay, I got you.
Oh, nice.
Native Pie. Dang, Native
Pie
is
home. Nice.
As of an hour ago. Well, our adventure getting home took almost 40 hours, but I'm over traveling to Maui. That's too far.
So instead, you're going to Europe.
Yeah, but at least in Europe, you're not going to be in the same place on an island. You're going to be traveling because we want to fly into London and then take the bullet train to Paris and then over to Switzerland, Austria, Czechoslovakia, Germany, and back.
Nice.
Maybe have to make a stop in the Netherlands for a reason. Tommy, you have not seen that video yet. I don't know how you know that. Unless you have a camera in my house somewhere.
See, oh my God. Yeah. Tracy, we go there.
Probably had hemorrhoids, Tracy.
We're only about 2.5 or 3 hours from New Orleans. So we go there for a lot of concerts and things. And it is very, very dirty there, but there is some really cool place. And we always go to a place called Katie's to eat and stuff. So there are some gems there, but it smells bad for most part.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even try to remember if I got in the water. Well, of course, the paddleboarding experience was a failure, and I gave up quickly on that. If y'all hadn't seen that short, go check that out. But what made it funny was Erica, her narrating, because I always tell my kids, I'm like Ward Cleaver. For those of you who Leave It to Beaver was. And I'm always like, well, try this. You just do it. Yeah, it's easy. Just don't think, and put your feet wide because I've never done it, but I can tell you how to do it, right? And so when I'm trying to get on this paddleboard, get my fat ass up there, and she's laughing her ass off and going, just get up there. It's easy, remember? Mm-hmm. And then she said it again, and I was just dying so hard. There wasn't no way I was getting.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice. I just think Switzerland and Austria are just beautiful places.
Even Karen beat you on the paddleboard. She like didn't stay on for long, but she got up there without much
She
problem.
can't swim, but the water right there, probably going out 40 yards, is chest deep or less.
Oh.
Louisiana, I think, of all the places I've been, has the worst roads in the country.
Oh, yeah. The bums here just smell like pee.
Yeah, I did get in there, but Erica got on, and of course Sarah's become she did it last time 5 years ago, and they got on, but they went so far out I got scared, and they were almost in the boat lanes. I'm like, guys, and they weren't even paying attention. I was like, you're gonna get pulled out to sea or something.
Oh, you worry too much.
That's what a dad does.
Oh, for the
is that the Secret Service? It's not choked, right? How did you come back without a broken bone?
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thanks for the excuse, because I needed it. And then, of course, they're all jumping off the boat, and everybody's not afraid to do it except for a little bit Sarah and then me, because it looks a lot further down when you're standing up there.
Tommy, what is UBS?
I know, I've heard of that.
But man, imagine going for a business trip and you can just extend in Switzerland. That would be amazing.
I see a lot of people that are living in other countries that talk about, the different places they've lived and the things that you can and can't do. Obviously, you can't work in most of them on a visa. Okay. Yeah, that's where a lot of people have their money.
We almost, when my ex was in the Navy and we were going to get orders, we were going to go to Italy, but you can't work there at all. And I'm like, what am I going to do all day long if I can't work? So, and we were going to be on, I can't remember the island's name, so we wouldn't be on the mainland anymore. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I can't. It's been obviously a long time, but
Naples is where we went into, and then we went over to Sicily for a little while.
Nice.
But that was on a ship. That wasn't important. We spent 30 days in Naples. It was so nasty. Yeah, but that's because they have Amish there. I saw Mennonites last weekend galore. They had a huge church in that town of Mennonites.
Really?
But they're real friendly, so I'm okay. They just wear dresses. I tried to get Chuck one of them sewn dresses, but they wouldn't give me one. Then when I told them it was for Chuck.
You find something to do, you eat. Right? My problem was if we weren't going to be on the mainland, and so I could travel easily, but the island was 500 miles off the mainland, and I'm like, I just don't know that I wanted to stay there for 3 years. So we opted for Hawaii instead at the time.
Yeah, I think I'd take Hawaii. Well, I mean, with Italy, you get to go travel the rest of Europe.
No, we have
Hawaii, you ain't going nowhere else. That's it.
Yeah, we have friends who lived in Germany for 3 years, and man, the traveling they did. Oh, so jealous.
So many people want to live in Hawaii, and I am one of those that does not. The Hawaiians don't want us there, and I don't want to be there either. I just like to visit, and 10 days is perfect, but I do not want to live there. There's just no Sunday drives in Hawaii.
No.
You ain't taking off and going somewhere.
Huh.
I let people live over 100 years on the regular. Yes, there is. Well, there's a Hawaiian island, Niha, which is Hawaiian only. You can't go there unless you're invited, and you have to be native.
Yeah.
Up northwest of Kauai.
Kama'aina.
Yeah, you gotta know that word. Yep. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people try to get away with that when they go to visit, and they're like, "Okay, let me see your driver's license because it better be Hawaiian. You can get no Kama'aina." Malta, yeah.
Interesting.
That's in the Med. Yeah, I've been to Spain, Barcelona, and Rota, Nice, France, and Cannes, Toulon, Monte Carlo, which is Monaco, Naples, Greece, on the island of Peloponnese, Kalamata, Sicily, and through the end of the Black Sea through Istanbul. We didn't get to stop in Istanbul.
Dang.
We did that in 5 months. Yeah.
I've been to all up and down the East Coast, Hawaii, and then the Caribbean, Jamaica, Virgin Islands, Mexico, Cancun and Cozumel, stuff like that. That's it.
I did those too. And I mean, Puerto Rico, Guantanamo Bay, month off Nicaragua during Somoza's little deal in 79, and Panama Canal, St. Thomas, St. Croix, and I think I said Puerto Rico. And then in the West, Hawaii, Philippines, Singapore, Mombasa, Kenya, and Perth, Australia.
You've been to Australia? Oh, I would love to go to Australia.
I would say in Europe, to me, Barcelona, Spain was my favorite.
Why?
But just because they were friendly to us. Not everybody's friendly to Americans. And when I was in, and I understand why. I mean, you take a bunch of young guys that have been at sea for a month and they hit port. Let's just give you an example. We go to Nice, France. We've been at sea for 2 or 3 weeks. We hit the port and there's 18, 19, 20-year-old kids
acting like assholes.
Americans have a little bit of an arrogance already that we're better than everybody else. So we get to the pizzeria, because that's where they're going to go, and they order a bunch of bottles of wine and they're eating pizza, and they go outside in the front and they puke their guts out.
Oh.
And so you're embarrassing. And so they look at you, and then they don't want to speak English because we speak English and not everybody speaks English. And then they act like they don't want to, but you heard stuff like Yankee go home. And of course, being from Texas, I would always go, I'm not a Yankee. I'm from Texas, but they didn't understand what I was saying, but it was always just kind of funny. But Barcelona was friendly, and Australia, as far as friendly to us as well, was my favorite. But as far as partying, the Philippines, you can't beat the Philippines. Let's just call it that. But I'm not going to get into that because there's women in this audience.
Women can handle it, but I've heard some terrible things that happen.
There's some stories. West Virginia, that's a whole nother country. That's right.
Costa Rica. Nice.
Yeah. And my middle daughter's been to Belize and Mexico and all those places on cruises, but you make the best of everything, and you got to know where to go and where not to go. Of course, when you're in the Navy, when they say something like, this place is off limits, don't go there, that's the place we all go. But for adults that are grown and have families and stuff, you're going to go to the places that are safer to be, or you should.
Yeah, that's true.
But
I need to get out more. I haven't been very many places.
The only place I haven't been really I've been to every continent, but South America and Antarctica. But in the U.S., I've not been to the Northwest, or up like North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin.
Right, yeah.
I've been in the Northeast. I lived up there. I've been up and down the East Coast and across the whole South to the West, but I've never been to the Northwest or up in the North where Chuck and them are. That's why I don't have a crop of cheese curds growing in my garden. I don't live near there.
I think except for obviously Hawaii and my one time in LA at the airport only, I think the farthest west I've ever been is Michigan. I guess New Orleans, Louisiana I think Michigan is a little further west than Louisiana. So that's it. I'm been East Coast my whole life.
Yeah, there is a woman that does YouTube channels, Tommy, that's lived in Europe all over, and she stayed different places. And she lived in Costa Rica for a while. She's some kind of a travel agent, and she talked about some of the, any place you live, there's going to be, even here. I saw a thing yesterday on TikTok of the worst 50 cities as far as crime, and Detroit's on the list, and other cities in the United States. Right. But there was a ton of them in Brazil and Venezuela. Obviously, and Brazil's got probably the worst crime right now worldwide.
Proper people, nice.
Proper people. There's a hospital down in Norman that's pretty scary. You need to come visit that one, Tracy. Oh, she didn't say she visited them. She's watching a channel that does.
Right.
Do they even wear shoes? Like Arkansas, I don't think they wear shoes, Roman.
We have
Yeah,
electricity
but you don't
now.
have plumbing yet. Until you get plumbing, I'm not going up to Wisconsin.
Take their mom to nice.
And I've never been to Seattle, but I had a chance because my carrier was going overhaul, and they were going to take me, but I was left there about a week after I got there. So I was like, I'll just go home from San Diego. So San Diego, I love. I would like to go up northwest, but it's just so rainy up there.
North Coast also has food now, Roman said.
I've got a Master Chief, which is the highest rank in the enlisteds in the Navy,
Mm-hmm.
and his wife passed about a year ago. So he has some friend that he just left Charleston, South Carolina, drove to New Orleans, to San Antonio, to Oklahoma City, to Sedona, Flagstaff, up to Yellowstone, but they couldn't get in because of the flood.
Oh,
And then up to San Francisco, back across to Mount Rushmore and Utah and those areas, and then eventually made it back to Charleston. And this guy's got to be like 80 years old. And
really?
they went on this driving journey of about 2.5, 3 weeks. And I'm like, more power to you, buddy, that you can do that at that age and just drive and hit these places on the fly.
Henry.
I know. Hey, my mama's family's from Arkansas, so I'm not picking on them. I'm just saying. There's a town actually named after my mama's side
That's
in
funny. Doesn't it
northeast.
rain almost the
Northeast.
majority of the year in Seattle?
Oh, really? It's cooler too most of the time too. But
Yeah.
I know it's beautiful because of the big trees and all that kind of stuff. Hey, Ciro.
Zero.
Now look here. Who's here? Gino. Oh,
He
I
loves
don't.
Gino.
I did buy. I only bought one ball cap while I was there, and it was called the Road to Hana Halfway Point hat. So
I did have a very good birthday. Thank you. I didn't actually do a whole lot. I hung out with my daughters and had like kind of a lazy day. I did some listing, and which is fine with me because normally I'm like pushed to do 1,000 things in the day, and it was just kind of nice to just not have a schedule and just go with the day. So that was nice.
No, it's actually my mom's name is Williford, and there's a town in northeast Arkansas. It's a very, very small town. They were
Right.
lumber people, and they settled that town, and so it's named after them. It's kind of northwest of Jonesboro, if you know.
There's a town called Bobby's Mama.
It would be a rowdy one. She told me today, she said, I need to go to Dollar General and get cough drops and other stuff. Then she called me a little bit later, and her neighbor took her to
Nice.
Dollar General. And then she calls me up and she goes, I went to Dollar General, but guess what? I didn't get no cough drops. So if you're out tomorrow, can you give me some cough drops? My mom eats cough drops like candy, like mints.
Tracy, thank you.
Yes.
Again, my 29th again. Been having that
How are all y'all 29?
We hang out there for a bit. Now, I wouldn't want to be 29 again, but I wouldn't mind being 39.
I think about that sometimes, but then if you got to go back to work, I'm like, you know what? I think I like what I'm doing now. I don't miss trucking at all. So,
That's true. You worked a lot of hours doing that too.
Yeah, well, especially when you're running a terminal, you're working at least 12 a day, and sometimes it was up to 20. It was nuts. But my Dollar Tree is a Dollar Tree.
$10?
Oh wow, mine's $1.25 now. But you'd take 40 again?
Same.
Yeah, I mean, I could see mid 40s. Yeah, I could see it.
But you know what? 50.
I'd want to know what I know now, and
Yeah.
then I probably would do something different.
Oh, hell yeah. 50 for me was hard for whatever reason, but this birthday was like, okay, because now I've just like accepted it, and I've decided that I want the second half to be good. And so, doing things like putting my health first and losing weight and, making sure I exercise and all that kind of stuff, I think it's made just a different mindset for me too. So
if I was 45, I would probably to really make money, I'd probably
Be a stripper.
no, I would. 45, a little bit old now, still. I would be like, I would sell shoes like Tommy does and make millions, and probably grow cheese curds in my garden like Chuck does,
Nice.
and then do videos in Salvation Army like Gino does. What do you think?
I think you should do videos of your cheese curds. And
Yeah, I'm 63 and I understand that, Ping.
what'd she say? I'd like to be 40
74.
again. It's tough walking when you're 74.
Everything aches.
My mom, I think, is 68, and she has a lot of pains and stuff. So, but she's one of these people that worked like in a factory her whole life, and so that takes a toll on your body.
Oh yeah, Gino. If I was putting them on water, you better make sure that there's no creases, no tears, no wrinkling, or anything on them. And it also, I would say, it depends on the game that you're doing. It better be worth something already to do it. Chase After the Right Price is a good guy that grades video games that I would check out before I would do anything like that. If they're GameCube, I'd probably do it, or anything Pokemon.
That's okay, Jeff. You still got plenty of time.
Well, and he's got, is that pizza boxes in his picture? Is that what you said? Oh no, it's cheese. Okay, it's cheese. He's one of them pack. When I was in Maui, I go into the only thrift store I went in, and one of the first things I see is a pair of Green Bay Packer swim trunks. I'm like, what stupid Wisconsin guy left his swim trunks in Maui?
Right.
He probably went to the nude beach in Maui and just took them off and never put them back on. But when you're from Wisconsin, you probably can go nude anyway and nobody will notice.
Did you and Karen hang out at the nude beach in Maui?
No, I didn't even go close to it.
Not this year, huh?
I forgot Natty Pie's in here too. Natty Pie, you're closer to Cincinnati in the Super Bowl team than you are Green Bay, who didn't get to the Super Bowl.
Nate, when are you going to visit Chuck? We keep hearing about it, and yet it's not happening yet.
He's doing what?
He's supposed to go visit Chuck and Marcy.
We're waiting for
the videos. We're waiting.
Did you see him on his inner tube? Did you see him on his inner tube the other day floating?
Yes.
Okay. Chuck, when you hear he's coming, you need to go to like Iowa or something. Because I saw him without a shirt on. He's going to want a belly rub with you.
Well, I think Chuck probably already knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I noticed they're having.
That's great.
I noticed who they're having on tomorrow night, and I'm like, okay, maybe Mike and them and Joe can protect Dan this time.
There's going to be a lot of people on that show. It's going to be interesting.
I bet you Dan's the quietest of all of them because they're going to try to get him involved like they did last time.
At least he knows what he's going into this time, because last time it was like a poor deer in headlight.
I'm going to send him a note and say, hey, just put in earplugs so you can say, huh? Huh?
Yeah, it'll be a good show. So
have we figured out when Tommy and Tracy, are they going to do podcasts or anything again? Or
I don't know. He said when Tracy gets back from world traveling, but she's home now. So,
but is she not taking off again?
I don't know. Tracy, are you home for good now for a bit, or are you traveling all summer?
Hey, if you could afford to travel. Some people are doing YouTube videos on traveling. Nate and Chuck are going to get the
what a great thing to do. Can you imagine if your whole job is to do a YouTube channel traveling?
There's a couple called Dan and Shell on YouTube, and they travel the world and stay in a lot of great. Of course, they got a big channel. They stay in great places and have good, ad supporters and stuff like that. But they do some really good videos, and they have a business too that they have while they're gone. So
my mom loves to watch videos. I don't know if she's still on here. These videos of people who like are living off the grid, and they, live out in the mountains and things. I can't even remember their names. She would be able to say it, but she talks like she knows these people, like they're her buddies.
So Tracy's getting married in a week, and then she's back to normal. That's the way I read it.
Nice.
No, she's not getting married.
Wait,
Um,
if she is, good for her.
uh, I would love to live off the grid, but I'm too old to live off the grid.
Nope, not me.
I watch those Alaska ones and I think, oh, I'd love to do that. But then I think, one, it's a lot of work. And two, I'm always thinking about the things that I would miss. You know,
Wi-Fi, air conditioning.
well, I got a whole shelf full of DVDs I could take.
Wi-Fi, air conditioning. If it doesn't
Well,
have those, I'm not there.
Well, I don't think you need air conditioning in Alaska.
Tracy, I find that very hard to believe. It's more like you don't want anyone. Rural, yes. Off-grid, there you go. That makes more sense. But you know what? I don't want too rural because I don't want to have to like drive really far to get like groceries and things like that.
Right.
So
that's me. When we went to Corn last week, I saw this rolling hill overlooking just a pond, and you can see forever out in western Oklahoma. And I thought, I don't need the beach. I don't need the mountains. That's what I want.
Yeah.
A place where I can see the tornadoes coming at me. But I can be out there in the morning when it's nice and cool and be in the little tiny house later. I would be happier than a pig in slop. Hey, Melissa.
Hey, Melissa. Good to see you. A pig in slop. I guess that is what makes pigs happy.
We're setting up this weekend's 4th of July thing on Sunday. The town I live in pops fireworks 2 nights, Sunday and Monday. They always pop 2 nights every year, so I don't have to go buy no fireworks.
Well, fireworks are so expensive. My daughter said earlier today she was going to go buy some fireworks. I'm like, do you have any idea how much they cost?
They're outrageous, yeah. And they're not as fun. When I was a kid, they were different than they are now. You don't see black cats. We had bottle rockets that you put in a Christmas paper tube and shoot people with. and you had all that kind of stuff. Now you got the real frilly stuff. I want the stuff that did damage, But they had to get rid of it because people like me were holding them too long and blowing their hands off. So rule for me, yes. But again, the negative side of that for me is the older I get, the further it would be for me to get somewhere if I needed to in a medical situation. Yeah. So, hey, Paul, welcome. And that's what they say. The average person spends about $500 to $800. Obviously, Paul spends a lot more than that.
9,000, Paul.
Yeah.
Wow.
And what state do you live in, Paul, where you can do that? Because in Texas and Oklahoma, they pop them twice a year. They pop them in the winter for January 1st, and then we can pop them here. But, no fireworks, huh?
Well, Florida, you're not allowed to shoot off the ones that go up into the sky, but we live 30 minutes from Alabama where they're allowed. So unfortunately, everybody goes right over the state line and buys them and brings them back. So
I live
more crazy
off the grid. Well, you just got to make your own moonshine like Man Mountain Lake. Oh, Indiana. Okay. All right. See, I mean, Texas always had them, twice a year you could pop them and people would do it, a week or two before even the date you were allowed to. But, oh, wow. That's just a lot of money to spend on fireworks to me. I'm just not spending that kind of money. I can buy inventory. I'm not even doing that.
That's a lot of inventory.
That's a lot of inventory. Unless you're buying brand new Jordans or something. It's not that much money. But yeah, I just, hey, Ann, welcome.
Going across over to Alabama, Ann? Yeah. Especially in this area, we're so close.
Yeah, some places I've lived, they were real restrictive on fireworks. And we have places here where you can actually go and pop them, in a certain park. Like the town south of me popped theirs last weekend. So this weekend people can actually go to the park and pop them. People like Paul that can go shoot $9,000 worth of fireworks. Cherry bomb.
A lot of people in my area, I've known some people who have opened up like stands for like a couple weeks before New Year's and before 4th of July and stuff, because the markup is so crazy. They make so much money
Yes.
opening up that, and
Well,
they, it's
I
crazy.
know people here locally on the roads where the people transit, and they'll come and say, "I'll give you $10,000 just to let me put a fireworks stand in your front yard during this time." Yeah, there's a lot of money, and yeah, you're right, Paul. That's definitely the thing to do. To buy run a stand yourself and do it. We have a huge fireworks place here where you can buy a wholesaler where you can buy them in the town south of me too. But like I said, we go to the shows because every town my kids live in, we all have them, and they're all pretty big, and they have carnivals and stuff. So
yeah.
The town I live in they're just across the highway where they have the huge Christmas thing. And so I don't even go in there anymore and fight the crowds. I just go over here to the Academy parking lot and sit in a lawn chair and watch.
Nice.
If I don't go where my daughters are.
We have big firework displays here that's overlooking the water. It's kind of nice. But
Austin does that with Town Lake.
Yeah, see, it just, some years I go, some years I don't. And now that I have Oliver, I don't go too much because he gets, he's so nervous. Like, I don't want to leave him. So we make our live plans around my.
Harry, speaking of the devil, there he is. We were talking about living off the grid and making your own moonshine, and the man shows up. What's up there, Jim? For those of you who don't watch Man Mountain Metals, he does some reselling, but he also makes metals
Moonshine too.
Metals. And
me this.
His sense of humor is the best because
isn't that cool?
Man Mountain Link, as I know him, who beat Hulk Hogan in a chain match. I'm kidding. Anyway, you get the idea. Go watch his channel. He's at 400 and I think he had a 440 subscriber giveaway. So y'all go help him out and subscribe to Man Mountain Metals for me.
Definitely.
Cleaning shoes and listen. Are you using one of them, those little white, what do you call them? Those, the white things you clean shoes with, sneakers, that fall apart on you while you're cleaning them.
Magic eraser.
Yeah, there you go. I went blank on the name. I got tons of shoes and I forgot the name.
If you're falling apart, you're doing it too hard.
He's Tennessee. He's in Tennessee. Well, sometimes them stains are a little tough. You got to put some elbow grease in it. I used to have to clean brass brightwork on a Navy ship, so you had to put some elbow grease.
True. You need to ask Tom.
He's in Tennessee.
Shoes. I'm sure he's an expert by now.
Oh yeah, and he makes good moonshine. I still have it, okay. MML, but I didn't get it from anybody I know. I'm just talking about it. I don't want anybody to be listening.
Don't want to give away your secrets, huh?
No, I took one. Where it came from was correct me if I'm wrong, a train derailed into a spring in Tennessee, in the part of Tennessee he's in. Like back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, sometime like that.
Okay.
And moonshine was in this car, and it got in the water. And now they've got a little built fountain with a gazebo type thing built over it. And you can go over there, and this thing just runs, and you can fill up a mason jar with it. And I thought, it's going to be watered down. There's no way this is going to be. So I got a jar of it from somebody I won't name. And because I'm not doing any committee meetings or anything right now.
Right.
So I've got it, and I take off the lid, and I can smell the moonshine immediately. And I took just a little spoon sip and about fell out of my chair. So I'm like, boy, you are a wuss when it comes to drinking moonshine. And I was like, oh, my goodness. So that's as far as I went. The lid's back on that jar. Yeah,
Jeff, I hate cleaning shoes, too.
Yeah.
He's right. Try to buy cleaner shoes. I'm so selective now just because I hate cleaning the shoes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's easier. But when they're vintage Jordans or something, you just like, okay, I got to clean those up. They're worth money. So yeah, it just depends on what they are. But
Yeah, you have to make exceptions sometimes.
I passed this last week on some Doc Martens because they were a little too scuffed, and I probably could have sold them, but I was like,
Ugh.
they're not going to sell for that much. So
Yeah, but Doc Martens do really well.
I mean, they're
It's a leather
$35,
cleaner in there.
$45. Yeah, they're not that great,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Well, when you have as many listings as you do, I mean, that's.
I know, and I'm getting ready to add to it here in a little while.
Well, good. You need to be listing. That'll sell more stuff.
Well, I've been listing. I mean, I'm going through everything I bought last week, and then I found a bunch of varsity like Sooner stuff, jackets and stuff,
Yeah.
and some jerseys, and I listed those. And that's what I hate listing is clothes. I hate measurements and pictures, and I'd rather just do hard goods, video games, all that stuff's easy to do. Ball caps. That's a story. I'm sticking to it. That's good. That's good. So yeah, he's gotten to be a pro at, the old days, he would show you how to change a headlight in a truck or something. Now he's an expert at melting metal. So,
which is awesome.
Yes. Great guy.
Way back yonder in the collection.
Tabletop shoe buffer.
Mm,
yeah, that's for the polished shoes. Yeah. I mainly buy sneakers. I don't buy a lot of dress shoes anymore. Yeah. I know there is. And you mean on the moonshine or the how to fix a truck? Because you got them both.
I have a sink in my garage. I should probably clean shoes out there instead of bringing them in.
I clean mine out of a sink.
I do them in the kitchen sink. I probably should do them out in the garage.
Well, he has rock tumblers and everything else too. So,
buffer for my metals, not my shoes. Oh, yeah.
Somebody's offering me. I'll take it. $10.99. They're offering me $9.50 on a fishing lure. I'll take it because I ain't going fishing anytime soon.
I sold my third Honda Accord grill. I got 3 of them for $3.95 a piece, and the last one sold today. I am not looking forward to it because the other 2 to ship them were a nightmare.
Did you find those at the bins?
Tonight. No, I found them at a little thrift store local. Some girl had come out and talked to the manager and said, hey, should I even put these out? And she's like, yeah, someone might want them for decoration on their wall or whatever. And I saw they were Honda. I'm like, oh my gosh, how much is she gonna ask? And she has $3.95 a piece. I was running out of the store with those things. Alan Edmonds, almost every time I go out. Oh, that's cool. You are so distracted.
Well, somebody's talking about DNA, and that's how I found my father. Was somebody said they were asking which of the ancestry or the 23andMe is the best, and I never knew my father, and because he had given my mother the wrong name, and we didn't know it till I found him through my DNA. I still couldn't find him because we're still looking for an individual with this name. And so there's some groups on Ancestry that you can reach out to, not in Ancestry, but on Facebook and stuff that'll help you. And they actually found him within a day by my blood, by just going through my blood and reaching out and doing some research on the people that were the closest to me in blood match. And within a day, I knew who I was.
That's crazy.
I still don't know who I am, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
Nate, have a good one. We can't wait to see your show tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, Nate's usually in bed by 8:00, even when he's on his show.
Last week was a little crazy.
I found Alan Edmonds almost every time I go out.
That's not a brand I've heard very often.
I've never even heard of Alan Edmonds. Mm-hmm. And by the way, why is Edmund Allen's shoes always just in Wisconsin?
Because they're made there.
I know, but doesn't he need his shoes? Or is Wisconsin like Arkansas? You don't need shoes.
Maybe.
I mean, yeah. I'm going to do my impression of the Green Bay Packers. Oh, wait a minute. Better take my Dallas Cowboy hat off when I say that.
Oh, my goodness.
Just trying to get them going. Ain't like I got enough material after this last week, but I'm gonna leave that one alone. Yes, you need to go back and watch his video of that because he actually drove up to this place. There's proof it's there. And what year was it that train derailed, Jim? I can't remember, but that spring is active, and it's just amazing that you'd think after all these years it would have dissipated and it wouldn't smell that strong, but it did. It about knocked me
Right.
down. I was like,
That's
oh
funny.
my God.
Hey, make
Hey,
sure, Jim, put your link in the chat so other people can see your channel. So if anyone on here hasn't subbed or checked out his channel,
yeah, let me check and see if he has gained any, if anybody actually listened to me.
There we go.
423. He was at 420 the other day. So
Hey, Adam, good to see you.
hopefully you got some new people. Let's get him to 500. How about that? That'd be great. Well, what did you get us to eat, Adam? We're hungry. I had peanut butter sandwiches for dinner. I know, Henry. I know. But hey, my Longhorns are looking good. Not only did they get the number one player in the country and number one quarterback, now all of a sudden they picked up like 5, 4, and 5-star players from around the country. I'm like, it's steamrolling now, baby. Here we go. Oh, okay. There you go. They subbed MML.
There you go.
Y'all check him out because what I love about Jim is his humor. He just says what's on his mind, and he don't cut no corners. He just says it. So
Let me
check him out. And when he makes a mistake, he says it. And when he has some good quality stuff, he does that as well. So he's been a friend of ours for a long, long time. We ain't seen Miss Journey tonight. What's up with that?
I know. That's unusual.
That's the other person that we usually see in here.
There you go. I put his link right there. So
oh, did we really? John I didn't know. I knew we were closing in, but oh, that's good. Man, we're going to be good. Or else we're going to be so top heavy with superstars that we're going to suck. But anyway, going to take a little. They aren't coming into 2023, so nothing's set until they get there. And even then, it's not set anymore.
I got you, Jim. We're good.
Just check out Man Mountain Metals. And he used to be Man Mountain Link. That's back when he used to wrestle and beat Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan and all those guys in the ring. Oh, good. I'm a happy man. My brother's got season tickets. He lives down there. We got Alabama the second week this year. That ain't going to be fun.
So how far away is this pick you're going to?
About 2 miles or less.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, the story for those of you who came in late, Lonnie has a guy, and I have a lady that she doesn't buy storage units. She's one of these people that cleans them out when the people are done, because a lot of these people that buy these units are after specific things like coins and jewelry and all that kind of stuff. And so in the past, I have bought a lot of sneakers from her. I bought 2 pair of Levi selvage jeans, brand new with tags, $10 a pair. Did not really realize what I had.
Wow.
Sold one for $300. Probably could have sold it for $1,000. And they were brand new. But anyway, she always calls me before she has a yard sale and says, I'm going to have it. And so I go pick it. Well, apparently in the last year, I hadn't heard from her in a long time. And she called me out of the blue and she said, I've got a lot of stuff from storage units, but I've also got stuff I don't even know what I got because I lost a couple of family members. And my mom's got a hip issue. And so I've got a lot of stuff, and I don't even know what's in these boxes. Now, my hope, and all I keep in my head is like, please let it be N64 and GameCube games. But I don't think anybody in your family had that stuff, so I doubt that's what I'm going to find. But I did hear her say she had shoes and stuff like that. So I'm looking for vintage clothing. I'm looking for shoes. I'm looking for toys and action figures kind of stuff. But I get to go pick boxes. I don't even know what's in them because she doesn't know. And then we work out a deal and I buy it, but I don't have her as predominantly. I don't even know if I don't watch Lonnie anymore. Does he still get stuff from his guy? Does anybody know?
I haven't watched one of his videos in a long I don't know why.
Yeah, and I haven't.
They don't even pop up for me. I guess
I know they started getting into the traveling RVing thing a lot, but You remember when Mountain lifted Andre the Giant? Yeah, I would have loved to have been there, but I know it's all fake. So
What? It's fake?
I know I'm not a wrestling guy, but I know it's fake. I used to have a
Well,
guy work for me that was 7 foot 2 inches tall and had a lot of physical. He was a young guy, but he used to tell me he went to wrestling school, and it was, or as we say here,
wrestling.
wrestling. Yeah, and he talked about how fake it was. But you got to be a good athlete, and of
No,
course,
they are very, very athletic.
but when I was a kid, and you had the Von Erichs and Andre the Giant, and all those guys, they weren't really what I call physical specimens. I mean, some
Right.
of them were, but a lot of them were big guys. They were just overweight. Now they're all like buff and steroided up.
Well, yeah.
They don't look. I mean,
It's still real to me.
and if you tell people it's fake, they get mad, like Henry, because it's just. I mean, it's like it's real. And I'm like,
I don't like that they do. I
Yeah.
mean, I have to say that I went to wrestling
It's a show.
when I was a kid, and it was like very male dominated. Back then there was no merch and anything like that. And they were super smart of targeting it to families, because now you bring your kids, you buy the merch, you do, get everybody involved to do that. But I
Right.
don't like that they still, it's very steroid based. They could say whatever
yeah.
that they test for that, but they just,
Oh, I've sold some of the wrestling, the vintage stuff like Stone Cold's T-shirts and stuff for big money. But
Mhm.
I mean, I remember the Sheep Herders and Ivan Punski was a guy that ran to Austin that was really big, and he was he would eat a hot dog and pull around like the little dog pull toys and stuff while he was in the ring, and some guy was pounding on him. But what I always laughed about with wrestling was the good guy's getting the heck beat out of him for like 10 minutes. And then all of a sudden he gets a resurgence of energy and beats the
It
bad guy. And
wins
you're
every
like,
time.
if you're getting the snot beat out of you for 10 minutes, you're not going to gain any energy. And you're done. You're down. You're not Clint Eastwood. You can't come back every time.
Wrestling.
There you go. That's right. See,
Yeah.
Wisconsin guy agrees with me.
But there's been
It is
people that have got seriously hurt, like broke their necks and
Oh, you can get hurt. Sure. Yeah, you can get hurt. But I mean, in anything, you can get hurt. You can get hurt, skateboarding too. But I don't do that either. I can't even get on a paddleboard. You think I'm going to do something else?
Oh, Lord. That video was so funny. If y'all have not seen his short trying to get on the paddleboard, I laughed so hard.
Oh,
Mom laughed so hard.
Y'all did not see me laughing. I didn't, for some reason, I forgot that clip, but my daughter made the video when she kept making the comments and chastising me. But there was also a group of about 10 people on a lanai that were watching me, and I didn't catch it until I was already fell off the other side, and I'm looking up at them, and they're looking at me, and I know they're laughing, so it made me start laughing, and I'm like, I'm embarrassed and laughing. Yeah,
no, we were laughing with you for sure, because I could feel your pain.
Yeah.
We were like, come in closer to the shore. Do something.
I thought it was so easy. I'd watched so many of them do it. I was like, well, that's easy. You just, I even watched some YouTube on it before I left. You get on the back of the board and you on your knees, and then you slide your feet up from under you and you stand up.
Yep.
Feet wide.
You couldn't even get on the board.
I got this. I couldn't even get up on the board without falling off of it. It was hilarious.
That was too funny. Superfly
So that was
Snuka.
Jimmy Snuka, yep. And Macho Man Randy Savage before Slim Jims and all that other good stuff. Yep. Yep. The one I remember in Texas the most was the Von Erichs. They were from the Dallas area, and they all were big family.
Adam, that's funny. Hey, I took my kids to the lazy river one time when they were younger, and I went to sit on one of the floats, and I fell backwards, like straight back over the top of it. And my family was so nice that they just stood there laughing their asses off at me and didn't help at all. I'm like, oh, I love you all so much. Just like your family, Bobby.
Huh?
Just like your family did.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you always love it when they use your own words against you,
Right?
But I know that when they all get in their like 50s and they're teaching their kids and grandkids stuff, they're going to refer back to some of the stuff I told them. I'd cut up dog leashes and sell them in school as the one's thrown to the crowd.
Oh, that's funny.
Did you do that, or you said you would do that? Because I got the feeling that MML was a wrestler back in the day. If you've seen his size, I think he was. Chains, of course. Yes, of course. Of course. I'm trying to think of some of the other wrestlers that were big back then that were before Hogan. I mean, even before him. The Sheep Herders were big.
Andre the Giant.
Abdullah the Butcher. I used to watch it, but
I like the Undertaker. He's not, but he's been around forever.
I remember him. Yeah.
And then who
Dr.
was the
X.
one? I think he just died recently.
Oh, he was a pastor, Henry. No, I'm kidding. Yeah.
Billy Graham. Who was the guy? He died. He like blonde hair.
Henry may know.
Forever.
Billy Jack. That was a great movie. Those are great movies. I'm going to put my foot right here by your head. No, different Billy Jack though.
Freddie Blassie. I can't remember.
I don't know him. I've got a bunch of the figures on eBay, and I've sold some of them. Andre sells really well.
Oh, Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty Rhodes, that's one. Yep, I remember that one. Yep.
Oh, what is that guy's name? He's like should have been retired.
Hey, there was one in Ohio too. Remember him, Woody Hayes?
Flair.
Oh, Ric Flair. Yeah, Woody Hayes.
Chris?
That was another big wrestler. Oh wait, no, he was just a puncher. He just punched football players as they ran by. In Indiana, it was Bobby Knight. He was a big wrestler, wasn't he?
Bruno Sammartino.
Bruno, I don't know that name. I know Ric Flair.
Woo!
Hey, what's up, Brian? Brian will probably know. He probably likes wrestling.
Hey, Brian.
We're trying to think of some of the old school names before Hogan.
I haven't watched wrestling in years. Jimmy. That was another Wahoo type guy. I can't remember his name. Stone Cold. Yeah, before Stone Cold, before Hogan is the ones I'm thinking of down in like 70s, early 80s before Hogan and all them came on the scene. The only one I cared about was Randy Orton because I had a thing for him.
I've seen his name. I'll be right back.
Okay. Goldberg, yep. Jerry the King. Oh, Lawler. Good Lord. Yeah, those are some old ones. Oh, he muted us. But yeah, I mean, I saw them in person and I was surprised at how John Cena was not nearly, I mean, he's a big guy, but he was like way shorter than I ever thought he would be. And it's so gross how like oiled they are. Like John Cena came right a seat away from us, like into the crowd. And I was like, oh, I wouldn't want to touch them. They're disgusting. And
here's another one, Jerry the King Lawler. When I start reading these names, I'm thinking of people like Jerry Clower, and similar, but not wrestlers. Are they all stealing the names from other people? Hacksaw Jim Dugan.
Ann's son named.
I've actually got him on eBay for sale.
That's so cool.
This might answer your question.
Oh, I didn't say Alexa. My son named his son Stephen Austin. That's funny. Karen's daughter's middle name or Harper is named after Bryce Harper, baseball player.
Oh,
I saw Hogan.
Well, I mean, they're just punishing their bodies so much, and not only just when they're performing, but also from all the chemicals and the steroids and everything that they put into their bodies. That can't be good for you. There you go.
That's a video I don't want to see, Brian. I don't want to see that. Vern Gagne.
That's what Nate and Chuck need to do. Oil down before their videos.
Send them a note afterwards and tell them we want you to oil down before you go live tomorrow. Man, you guys are coming up with names I don't even remember.
Killer Qual. I don't know those ones.
I remember Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
I know that one.
And
Jimmy Valiant. I do remember that.
And Bozo the Clown from Chicago on was it WGN?
Oh, I have a new recommendation for a show if anybody's interested. It's on Hulu. It's called The Bear. It's only one season. Have you seen it, Bobby?
The Bear? I don't have Hulu. What's The Bear?
It is if you ever watch Shameless.
Yeah.
The kid who plays Lip, and I don't know his name, but he is the star of it. They weren't going to make a second season because evidently critics didn't say it was great, but like fans are watching it and it's like really good. It's basically about this guy who is like this amazing chef at like the best restaurant in the country. His brother dies and leaves him the family sandwich shop. But it's only 8 episodes, but if you're looking for something good to watch, I mean, I recommend it.
Next Wednesday, something good to watch is coming on and starts
Big
with
Brother.
Big Brother! I saw Rachel's back.
No, really?
Yes, I heard Rachel's on there. I don't know everybody yet, but I can't wait to see.
Bobby and I are nerds. We both are Big Brother nerds. We can't help it.
Never missed a season.
We love it. So
Nate,
unfortunately,
Chuck,
you'll be hearing about that.
Could you fit Nate and Chuck in a kiddie pool with baby oil?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
I would.
That.
I would pay.
I would pay for it. Oh yeah, I remember that name, Adam.
Henry. I'm so happy to know that you like Big Brother.
Yes. And I think the guy Josh at Slam the Pans, I know he's back.
Really? Yeah,
he got on my nerves. And then I know that Rachel is one of the returners. There's like 4 returners. And then the rest are other people. But I think returners have a disadvantage because, the new people want them out. But Rachel whined a lot, but she was pretty good.
Yeah.
I think you should do a live stream reacting
Chicken
to
Man
Big
to come
Brother.
back.
We could definitely talk about that. The Chicken Man. You know who I didn't like, and a lot of people do? I didn't like that little group, Dan and what's his name? Dan. Dan won it. Boogie, Mike Boogie, and all them. That year, I was not a fan of that. I wanted the other side to win.
Nope.
I always go for the underdogs. I don't go for the predominant group. But the difference in me,
I'm going to lie and like tell you lies right to your face. And people are like, okay.
I would,
anyways.
And I would take chances because usually the old people get knocked out first anyway. If I won head of household the first week, I'm taking out the biggest person I can find, or at least going to try to make a point, because too many times people are like, I'm going to get them out, and then they don't do it.
My reality shows would be Hell's Kitchen, Big Brother, and Amazing Race. Those are the ones that I really like.
The only ones I watch, Ann, are Big Brother, Amazing Race, and American Idol. I don't know if you'd call that a reality show, but
you would.
I've never missed a season of any of those.
And Bobby cries at American Idol.
I cry all the time when they do auditions. Yeah.
He's like, look at that young boy singing.
Other than that, I'm usually on Netflix or YouTube. I'm not on anything else.
Me too.
I mean, obviously Yellowstone in 1883 and Mayans.
I do watch Alone. And I don't love it, but I find it interesting enough.
Hey, Kristen.
Hey, girl.
Hey, Kristen, do you get to watch Big Brother when you're on the road traveling? Because that's our show.
Yes, we're super excited about it coming back next week.
We don't get to watch it as a traveling person.
But you know what?
Not everybody's into it, but I just love the drama of it.
She's out there living life while we're sitting in front of the TV watching Big Brother.
My kids, you got me into when they were kids. They were, teenagers. They were watching like Real World and stuff, and that kind of got me into that stuff. And then they were big on Jersey Shore too when it came out. Simpsons, South Park, and NASCAR. No doubt in my mind, MML, that you're into those 3 because how South Park's in your videos, and I know you're a NASCAR guy because you correct me. Oh, I guess she ain't.
I didn't used to like South Park, and now I think it's hilarious.
And I've never watched it.
I don't know why.
I mean, maybe 10 minutes of it. RDP.
Brian. So what time is your scheduled appointment tonight?
I'm gonna get off here in about 10 minutes and go over there. I'm giving her time because what she's doing is she's taking these boxes, I guess, from her house to the garage because she's having a yard sale.
Oh,
And she's
okay.
going through them. So I asked to go get into this stuff before she puts it out there because I don't want to fight everybody tomorrow morning. Although I will, but when you don't know what's in the boxes, I want to know what's in the boxes before they go outside so I can make some deals.
Right.
And
now, is it just a yard sale or is it another like estate sale where the prices are going to be higher?
no, this lady's very reasonable. She does a lot of bundle deals for me. Like typically shoes, $5 a pair. So, I buy a lot of like $25 shoes, like Nike Air Monarchs and stuff. She'll sell them to me for $5 a pair, and they're new, but they're not boxed; they're just loose.
Right.
And I bought a bunch of those. But yeah, I'll film some of it, but I'm gonna be digging to find out what's in these boxes, and I don't want to put the word out because I don't want people like Brian to beat me there. So
when you are filming, you need to put your GoPro up a little bit so we can see.
I'm gonna use my iPhone. I'm not gonna use my
okay, good.
Yeah.
Because when I was like, I was getting like dizzy watching your GoPro video of you yard sailing. I'm like, whoa, because you were spinning around on the ground.
I didn't use my GoPro. I used my iPhone. Hey, Lissa and Journey. I don't know. Usually Miss Journey's here all the time.
Journey's
Lissa says
always here.
she watches from the background, but neither one of them have popped in here. Now that you've said that, though, just like we were talking about they'll probably show up.
Brian says he's already here looking in boxes.
What? What'd he say?
He's already there looking in the boxes.
Yeah, he don't know where it is. I know that. That's like Lonnie's person. This is my person. Sunglasses.
I don't have a person.
Well, I mean, this is not like a regular thing like Lonnie has where it's all new product and packages and stuff. I mean, do you call yourself a reseller or do you call yourself a picker?
I'm a reseller.
Okay. And that's what I think I'm a little of both because I do pick to resell. I don't go buy product that's already like an Amazon, thing or anything. That's not picking, that's reselling because you're not picking the stuff yourself. When you pick at the bins, you're picking. To me, you're picking, but you're reselling it. Or people like Lonnie, if he's not going to yard sales and he's just getting stuff from a guy, to me, he's a reseller. He's not picking it.
Okay. No, I actually pick everything that I get. So I see what you're saying is the difference.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're making money. It doesn't matter how you do it.
Amazon is more, if you're selling on Amazon, you're more just the middleman.
Right.
Yeah.
But the people that know what they know and they're going after stuff that they know has value, those are pickers. And I learn more from them than I do people that are buying stuff from, bulk buys. Huh?
Kristen says she doesn't have a person either. I said, I'll be her person.
Well, that's because you're never home. You're always on the road. On the road again. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter because you are reselling, but I
think of pickers of like, what was it? The American Pickers or whatever, that show where they're looking for junk other people don't see value in. Because everything I get, other people could see value in it as well. And I guess that's my idea of what a picker is, where a reseller is somebody who just is getting things that are already ready, like, that can be resold. Oh, low-key picker. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not low-key. I'm loud. But I consider myself a picker because I go out and pick one at a time. I'm not buying most of the time in bulk. I'm buying.
I do the same.
One SKU at a time unless I find it. But,
except for when I buy pallets, which is a really bad idea.
Yeah.
Where are you headed to next, Kristen? That would be so awesome just to pick up and travel everywhere.
And if I remember right, Kristen, aren't you in Colorado? That's one place. I've got a nephew that's up there right now, up in Durango and Silverton and all those areas. They're traveling on vacation. I've been to the Denver airport, but I've never been in the state of Colorado other than that. I need to go. I'd really like to see it.
I hide in the shadows.
I doubt that. No,
Yeah,
I'm not low key. I'm very loud and boisterous. And to my detriment, too, because not only do I tell people what I'm picking and they go after it, I also sometimes like say something to somebody and then they call me and then they know I'm a picker, so the price goes up. So I learned to shut my mouth. But
Ping, if I had a single store that I could like make enough money, I would love that to do RA. But unfortunately, I just don't have either the contact or whatever to be able to do that. But that's awesome.
oh, you're gonna be up there by Chuck. Chuck's
2
in.
new bins. I'm so jealous of you right now.
See, in retail arbitrage, I know people. I see Amber doing it, and then of course I know Justin does it. I'm just not a big retail arbitrage fan because everybody else has the same stuff, and I just don't think you can make as much. And
you have to be willing to sit on it. Justin sits on his stuff for a long time.
And for me, just like the tapes, I bought $3 worth of tapes. I've already sold just 12 of them for $75. Those are the ones I want to pick. I want to pick the stuff. You're going to have the small stuff, but you're also going to have some good ones.
Kristen, if you were on this side of the country, girl, I would. Absolutely.
Well, you're going to be up there by Chuck, depending on what part of Iowa you're in, because he's right across the line from Wisconsin or Iowa into Wisconsin. Good night, Lori. So, yeah. One of these days I'll go back to the Oklahoma City bins. I haven't been in almost 2 years, and it's a great bins. I'm just afraid because I go in there and I can't leave without a ton of stuff.
I want to go to Tallahassee bins. I'm gonna have to do
that. How far is that the other way?
3 hours.
Oh.
So, but I could probably get some cheaper hotel and just like go early one day, spend the day, and then do the next day as well, and then come home to make it worthwhile.
There was a traveling family from up by Kansas City that used to go in there. Her and her son traveled. The husband stayed home and took pictures and did the shipping and stuff. Yeah. And they lived in their van in the parking lot and would pick the bins and then go up to Tulsa and pick the bins and come back here. And they were back and forth until they got enough stuff, and then they went home and dumped it and then went back out again. I was like, wow. That wouldn't be a life. That wouldn't be my life. I couldn't.
Henry, that's what the bins, when I went to Mobile yesterday, it was like that. They were bringing out 2 bins at a time, and they weren't even stopped when people were just attacking the bins. I'm like, it's like insane to me. But evidently the Tallahassee ones are not like that, thank goodness.
Yeah, you just got to get in there amongst them, Henry.
And I'm not afraid of like getting in there. Don't get me wrong. I'm not shying away. I'm right in the middle of the chaos when I figure out what we're doing, but it makes for a stressful day, being there. I just wish it wasn't like that because it used to be they brought out 4 at a time or like 8 at a time. Everyone stood behind the line, and then everyone had time to look through instead of 60 people going for 2 bins. So if you don't happen to like see it and snag it like that, you're not getting it. That's a little annoying.
Yeah, and I'm one of those for the clothes. As far as the clothes go, I would wait till they went through it because primarily it's people that are doing flea markets and stuff, and they're after just the jeans and other things. I'm looking for the vintage stuff. So they may or may not be after that. And the people that went for the roller stuff, the totes, they were running through purses and stuff looking for jewelry and money. I'm looking for action figures and video games and ball caps. So
well, even though there were that many people and people were like, going through, I still got plenty of items. And what surprised me is when the people went through the clothes, they kind of did this on the top. They were looking, I think, for a lot of vintage tees and things like that. And then they moved on. And so I kept looking and I would look through the rest, and there was still tons of stuff in there that they just didn't look through because they have this hurry up and, mentality, and then they just wait for the next one. So
Ping said when I was employed, she'd stop by there 3-4 times a week, then retired once a week. Then the pandemic and the store stayed closed until,
Yeah. We all been there. $78 worth of stuff at Walgreens for 12 at the 9. Oh, nice.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen MML buy Pringles and sell them. So I guess it just depends on what you want to sell and how much money you want to make. I mean, not everything's going to make a killing, but you are going to find some stuff that makes big money if you're picking one at a time.
Yeah. We have so many new resellers at our bins. It's like crazy. And mostly it is young people. And they're looking for tennis shoes. They're looking for vintage tees or, sports, like some, the big money things rather than looking for, bread and butter. And I make all my money pretty much off the bread and butter stuff.
I used to, like Henry said, I used to pick up CDs and DVDs. I don't anymore, but there are book totes at the bins here. And there's usually 4 or 5 people standing around scanning them for Amazon. But again, I just don't see a huge markup on the stuff that goes on Amazon as far as books. You're going to find rare ones, but the amount of work, I'd rather, again, ball caps.
Hi, Oliver.
I'll just keep saying it. If you pay $0.25 for a ball cap, or at the bins, maybe 18 cents.
Look right there.
At least $10.
Dog.
All I see is a tail.
Hi, Ollie.
Hi, Ollie. Ollie.
He's my baby.
No, he's coming because I called him.
Oh, is that why?
No, baby came. No, baby, I wasn't calling you.
I have a taser. Hey, that's not a bad idea. But I need a taser with like multiple angles. So point, and I could like red dot everybody and get down all of those people.
How old is Ollie now?
Ollie is 4.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 5.
My dog's 16. She's got as many teeth as I do.
Ollie's birthday is the day before Christmas. My mom's birthday is the day after.
You even know your dog's birthday?
Yes.
I'm trying to remember babies.
He has a party and a cake and presents. What are you talking about?
I got mine at the pound when she was a pup, so she's like 16 years old.
Aw. Yes, I love Ollie. I saw a lady on TikTok. My daughter sent me a video, and she has 8 weenie dogs. I'm like, what?
I used to have a hairy one, a chocolate hairy one. And he was an escape artist. Yeah, he would. And one day he got out and he disappeared. Never got him back.
Oh, Kristen's like this at the bins. She's boxing herself out. That's hilarious.
Box out.
You have to. I have to say, my bins here locally, it's the smallest bins in Pensacola, Florida. They're only open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But you have to be there when they open because on the other days, they take out all the bins. So when you come in the morning, everything is new. So if you get there in the morning, you can actually find some stuff because, there's 20 some bins and all are new. So that's worth it. And then they'll bring other stuff, but it's a lot harder then.
Well, I'm gonna get off here and go do a private pick. I'll film some of it if she lets me, and if not, I'm gonna dig, and come back all sweaty and be ready to list tomorrow. So
I look forward to seeing what you get.
Y'all have a great day and have a happy 4th of July.
Yep. We'll be on my channel next week, same bat time.
Oh, wait a minute. It's Big Brother next Wednesday.
Yep.
All right. So can we have a middle screen with Big Brother on while we're on live? All right.
Watch it live and just have everybody sit here while we're, we're
hang on a minute, guys. They just introduced somebody else. Come on. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Who is this? What? Rachel. Yeah. It'll be the most boring show y'all have ever watched. But
what I'm going to do now? I'm gonna show Brian all the great stuff I got. Now that he's been ribbing me that he took my stuff. I did have a guy last week, or right before I left for Maui, a friend of mine, and I went to a yard sale, and the lady had a bunch of original Nintendo games, and she was going to sell them to me, but she couldn't get her husband on the phone. And I said, she goes, I promise I won't send them to anybody else. I will take them in the house, and I'll call you. And I said, nobody ever calls me when they tell me they're going to. And she said, I promise you I will. I get a
Nice.
call that afternoon from my friend and says, "Hey, I got to tell you something. I thought you weren't picking this weekend." And I said, "Well, I went out just today, but I'm leaving like Monday." And he goes,
Right.
"I went to a sale you were at and I got all the Nintendo games that you were going to get." And I said, "Wait a minute. What?" And he goes, "Well, you got to understand her kids and mine are friends and we go to church together." I said, "The lady told me she was selling them to me." He goes, "Yeah, but we're friends. So she sold them to me." And I said, and at first I was like mad, I was like, that was kind
Eh,
of crappy. But then I was like, you know what? That's all fair in love and war. And
that's right.
I don't go to
You'll
church
get
where
it
there's,
next time.
I don't go to church at all. So I guess I deserved it, right? Whatever. Anyway, y'all have a great night. Thanks for coming by, and we will see you next week.
I have a video coming out premiering 2:00 tomorrow. It's a really good haul. I got some Michael Jackson things, so it's a thriller. So
Is
make
Michael
sure
Jackson's
pop
body in it? You got his ashes?
You have to watch and see. 2:00
All right.
Central tomorrow.
Bye, y'all.
Good night, guys.